Get in, nerds. We are playing Hearts of Iron 4. I'm going to get us unpaused here. I'm going to drop the speed. Just make sure that these units are going where they are supposed to be going. Looking very good. And we got these units coming in here. Perfect. The Union of Greek Soviet Republics joined the Bolivarian Alliance. What a curious turn of events. It's looking like Hungary won. Okay, those were leftover notifications. They were not real. I don't know what they were about. Still got a bunch of mobile troops here that we haven't deployed yet. We'll go ahead and kind of leave them where they are. Yes, and we've got a bunch of new infantry divisions training. So there's improved national spirit. So that's going to give us a ton of political power. I think it's still pretty early on in the run. I think so the second tier of army innovations requires the treaty with the USSR. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. This is maybe not optimal, but it's the thing I'm going to do. Alright, so Greece is against us. That shouldn't shock anyone. I truthfully did not realize we were in a war with... Oh, that's right. Britain declared war and they took over Britain's holdings here. Alright, so that's fine. That is what it is. I'm basically just getting these units into position before we declare our war against Lithuania, because I do not want Sweden to be able to just kind of roll over me. Alright. So, what else do we need for our fleets? That's right, I was going to organize all these, and I forgot. That's radical. Alright, so let's take a look very briefly at our fleets. So these are recon task forces. I'm going to turn this into a slightly different color. So I'm going to put them as the recon icon, because that's easier for me. And this is going to be our main task force. So this is going to be the one that's got all the carriers in it. These are our Wolfpack task forces. We got two submarines in production here. And we've got a bunch of other ships. So these are the French ships. So we'll go ahead and put all of the... We'll put the carrier. Oop. I held down the button. We're going to create a new task force. We're going to put the carrier, the battleships, and the heavy cruisers all together. We're just going to put these units into the main task force. This is the Dutch fleet. We're going to do the same thing with the Dutch heavy cruisers. This is... What country is this? Portugal? Well, anyway. We're going to grab these battleships and this heavy cruiser, and we're going to put them into the main battle fleet. And then this is just a destroyer hanging around. So, the rest of these, we're going to pull out all the submarines. All the submarines. And this one doesn't have any submarines. So I'm going to go ahead and pop these into the submarine fleet. I'm going to merge these fleets together. Alright, we're going to split them up. And I think what this is going to mean is we're going to need multiple submarine task force, multiple submarine fleets, because our submarine fleets are quite large at the moment. But for now, Maybe we can just go ahead and put all of these fleets into an 8 task force, all these ships into an 8 task force fleet. So we're going to put our best submarine commander on this fleet, which is Donitz. So Hunter, use torpedo reveal chance, that's quite good. And Lancer, extra screen penetration. I'm going to go with Silent Hunter. Ooh. And I think I'm going to get both the extra hit chance and the reduced torpedo cooldown. That's going to make him just an absolute beast at torpedo work. So next we've got some... a bunch of destroyers. Do we have any? We have a few light cruisers, but a very few. So that's probably the next thing we're going to work on building up. Once again, we're going to do just the same thing that we did with our submarines. We're going to split these into 4. We're going to consolidate them into our main battle fleet's patrol forces. And we're going to give that a second to sort themselves out. If everything goes as planned, they'll get where they're going without a problem. Perfect. And then we'll split these in half. And what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to put... How do I want to do this? I'm going to double these 2 up into a pair of slightly larger task forces here, and these task forces are going to be our escort forces. So we'll change their icon to a crab. Alright, so we've got a very significant number of extremely out-of-date ships that we can now build off of to increase our overall naval capability. So far we've got the one main fleet, and I don't think that's going anywhere as an overall design. This is a pretty slow fleet, but it's going to have to do for the work we're going to need to do in the Baltic. So let's get our dockyards producing some new ships. We've got quite a few dockyards here, and we've got quite a few possibilities. The Scharnhorst class is a reasonably up-to-date ship, but could definitely use some modification. So it's close to 1940, but not so close to 1940 that I'm going to be trying to retain naval experience this badly. We're definitely going to have some ways we'll get naval experience, because we desperately need it. Let me see. Max range and surface visibility versus nothing. Well, max range and surface visibility it is. We got this upgraded armor, and we're going to actually turn this design into a slightly faster battle cruiser. We are going to put some radar on. No, actually we're not. No radar on this one. But we are going to upgrade the fire control. And then for this, we're going to put an AA battery over here. So we'll call this Scharnhorst. Nah, I'm just going to call this the battle cruiser 2A. I'm going to build a couple of these. It's worth the experience to... No, it's not. It's not. That's virtually all my naval experience. This might be a mistake, but, you know, it is what it is. We're playing on Iron Man for a reason, so we're going to see how it goes. Just so that you know, I do not currently have any aircraft carrier technology, nor do I actually, now that I'm thinking about it, have any carrier planes that I'm aware of, or at least not a meaningful number of them, so the whole carrier force is going to be a little bit of a situation. I might go ahead and quickly design a few of those. In any case, the next thing we're going to need is light cruisers, because we're very, very short on light cruisers for these forces. In fact, this one I'm going to split up and pop these into here, into these escort fleets. So these can be nice sturdy fleets, and then 4 patrol forces seems reasonable. So, for light cruisers, we've got the Leipzig class. Oh boy, this is a weak light cruiser. But it's the light cruiser that we've got. Well, Hippo class is also not great. It's a heavy cruiser, but... actually, no. What I need to do is create radar-mounted destroyers. So we're just going to produce old-style light cruisers for the moment. We're going to produce 4 of them, 1 for each of our escort and recon fleets, and then we're going to produce 2 of them for our battle fleet. So we're going to queue these in. And we don't need to worry that much about the escort fleets for the moment. I'll rename these at some point. For now, we're just going to do it the way we're currently doing it. I'll put this one at the top. I'm going to assign 3 backyards to each of these, and that's our current naval plan. So, where can I get some freaking naval experience? Not here, that's for sure. Here, I'm going to get some. And I'm going to get a bunch if we go with Plan Z here. Alright, but in any case, let's go ahead and get ourselves unpaused. That's going to mean a significant expenditure of fuel when we do anything naval, because our fleets are monstrously large, but you know, we'll see how that goes. Let's go ahead and build up some, queue in some, who's justifying? So the Union is justifying against the... Well, that's going to put us into the greater war. I don't love that. Are these units? These units are on their way, so we're within spitting distance of being ready to do this thing.
Angetreten.
I'm just going to watch these units until they're ready to go.
Bereit.
Because they're basically our determining point. The naval invasions are almost... well, we'll be ready to go pretty soon. That's just a shortage of equipment for garrisons, but there's nothing I can really do about that at the moment. So I think we're going to fire the naval invasion in pretty good time. These ones are almost actually done planning. I'm not necessarily going to hit the staff office plan button. Supply here is pretty bad, but we can improve it a little bit by motorizing that supply hub. And from there, I think we'll set it going tomorrow. And that's go time. Do I have ships? Do I have planes deployed to the Baltic states? Not the way I should. I've got them deployed now. So, go ahead and call our allies into this war. And we'll go ahead and get the main army that we got. Focusing on that, firing on all cylinders. Let's go ahead and get charismatic for Eglizia. And then we'll see if Sweden joins the fun. Cool, they have. We called all our allies. So now, go ahead and press the go button on that. Probably shouldn't have put these in one fleet. This was a mistake. But I don't have naval superiority yet, so none of these plans are going to fire until I've got naval superiority. Sweden joined the Commonwealth of Nations. We were already at war with them, so that's not necessarily a problem. I'm just going to go ahead and not deploy any of my naval forces until all these plans are done planning. Bulgaria declared war on the Varda... Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Bulgaria. Oh, you're not in our faction yet. Well, that's wild. You know, you do you, Bulgaria. Truly, I wish you the best of best. And for now, I'm just gonna go ahead and put my mobile army over here. Set them planning. This is going to be a real amateur hour situation if we get involved in that, but it is what it is. Alright, are you ready? Not quite yet. Serbia joined the Italian Confederation. Which we are... Okay, alright, so those naval plans are good to go. We're not currently at war with... Okay. I'm going to decline for now, but I'll be back. I'll be there in a minute. We've just got a lot going on over here in the north. So, let's go ahead and get these fleets deployed. We're going to have this be the area of operations. We'll have this fleet acting as our strike force. These ones patrolling. These ones escorting convoys. And then we're going to have these fleets. We're going to hold the raiding fleets. I don't expect this to be a long war. We are having success pushing forward here. I'm very pleased about that. Maybe we'll join the Italian Confederation. Putting you at war with us? No, putting you at war with Bulgaria. Wait. We're at war with Bulgaria and Greece? Hold on. How did... I must be confused. That's right. The Italian Confederation is... Okay. Who am I at war with? Let's try to answer that question. I'm at war with just Greece. And the others want me to join a war with Bulgaria. Yeah, okay. Fine. Mexican Socialist Republic has joined Bulgaria as our enemy. Alright, so...
Alright.
These units are going. We got a naval battle happening here, which I like to think are winning, but seemingly, potentially not, actually. We did some damage there. There's Lithuania capitulated. Very good. Not a great showing. We lost some cruisers here. And these naval invasions are going now. Alright, so let me just take a quick visual of what we're dealing with up here. Everything's looking about as good as it can be. Let's go ahead and unpause here. We also have a naval battle down here where we lost a convoy to Greek raiding, but that's not that important. Oh my goodness, we're already in. Wonderful. I love it. These units are landed.
Angetreten.
Going that way.
Achtung.
These units are caught in a convoy action. Fine.
Befehle.
These units go here. One more going here.
Angetreten. Achtung.
Doing a lot of micromanagement here because absolutely, when you're doing an actually genuinely contested naval invasion, you've got to do a lot of making sure that you've got what you need to do the work you want to do. We'll see how fast we can get to Stockholm.
Right.
I'll send this unit this way to grab those geographies. We are winning a naval battle here,
Befehle.
but I can't spend too much time watching that because micromanaging this invasion. We got embargoed by the USA, that's not shocking.
Right.
Unfortunate, but not a surprise. And the rest of these units have arrived. So,
Achtung.
we'll go ahead and cancel all of these orders, and then we will assign all of these divisions
Achtung.
to this front line. These units should still do the thing they're supposed to be doing. Very good. So,
Achtung.
you moving here, you moving here. Slide this actually
Ausrücken.
around here. We'll encircle that unit, slide those battalions back there. you'll get en route to Göteborg.
Befehle.
You will get going over this way.
Angetreten.
You will take these provinces. Meanwhile, progress in the north is kind of stymied, but if we can get Lilea, we can put ourselves in a solid position.
Achtung.
And that
Bereit. Befehle.
is a successful invasion. I think we might actually... they've got a unit in Stockholm, embargoed by Communist China.
Achtung.
That really is not shocking. Alright, we'll put this unit in behind
Angetreten.
this one here.
Achtung.
We're headed to Stockholm. I swear they
Angetreten.
had a unit in Stockholm a second ago, but apparently not. So, where does that put us in terms of completing this action? 83%. We're getting very close, friends. Let's go ahead
Angetreten.
and these
Ausrücken.
units attack here.
Achtung.
Go ahead and grab that airfield. I really want that airfield. I think that airfield is going to make me really happy.
Achtung.
It's going to provide all of the things that I desire. Do we have hold of this naval base? We do. Let's go ahead and get supply flowing through there. Naval situation is doing a lot better than it could be, frankly.
Befehle.
Let's go ahead and get this army here.
Achtung.
Wait, this army here. What army is this? You.
Bereit.
Sepdietrich. Get you up on the Lithuanian border here. Or the Latvian border here. I already took over Lithuania. This is Latvia. And we'll get a war goal justifying on them just to get that started. And then we'll be able to have a full land border with our friends Estonia, Finland.
Achtung.
So take that
Angetreten.
province there.
Ausrücken.
Get this airfield. I want it. I want the airfield. I desire
Alright.
the airfield, friends. Alright, at this point we're going to
Bereit.
take this
Achtung.
front and automate it. We're just going to go all the way. We're going to meet the northern front. Wherever they are, we'll get that going. We have good air superiority here. We got 2 airfields. We don't have a whole lot of airfield space available, but we have some. So let's go ahead and deploy those units. We'll get our medium bombers flying from Germany. We're not really in that air zone that much anymore, but yep, we're continuing to move forward here.
Angetreten.
This division is spitting distance from
Ausrücken.
the current capital, and I think we might take Sweden if we grab the current capital. So we're going to go ahead and do that and hope that this doesn't turn out to be a mistake.
Angetreten.
Lock that unit down. Continuing to seize plenty of territory over here. That's looking very good. And Bulgaria's capitulated. Great news. They were technically our enemies.
Befehle.
And at this point, we're rapidly escaping the southern Sweden air zone. So let's get some planes in the air over lower Norland. That's neat. That's a nice name for an air zone. And we'll grab some of our medium bombers and put those ones here as well.
Bereit.
Embargoed by Iran. That's actually a meaningful issue because we were going to get potentially get oil from them, but we've got a good source of oil in the British Empire, so not too worried about that. Successful naval invasion there. Let's see. So where are we with this war? Sweden is nearly capitulated. Alright, so this should be done fairly soon. Did I start my investigation? Yes, that will be done extremely soon. And probably at the end of today or the end of tomorrow. There it is. So that is Sweden capitulated. That is one action. Norway, why don't you want to be in mine? We have a war they may be joined into. Norway, you're in the best possible position for getting into a war. Norway? Norway. You're in the best possible position. You're protected on all sides. Alright, so next thing is going to be Operation Venerable then. Alright, how are our armies doing? They're doing okay. I could definitely at this point deploy some additional armies. I do have the capability of doing that. Let's go ahead and get some more mobile divisions deployed. We're working on being deployed. At this stage, all the Balkan powers are fighting Greece. So sadly, except for Hungary, none of them are going to join my faction anymore. And we're technically not at war with the Italian Confederation anymore, which is wild. I didn't know that still existed because I thought all of Italy was taken over by Italy, but it might actually only exist in name. Free France is the leader of the Italian Confederation, and there is no Italy in the Italian Confederation. You know, it's funny how these things work out. How long have we been recording here? We're closing in on 30 minutes. I'm going to go ahead and finish out our action against Latvia, however, because that's actually going to be probably really quick. These here. These planes that are going here can deploy to this air zone. The medium bombers can go back here, where they've been. Here, where they've been. These ones can do the same. And this...
Angetreten.
I'm going to have this army
Achtung.
just kind of garrison Lower Sweden for now. Because now that Lower Sweden... Oh, they've still got... Well, that's very silly. Alright. Instead of that, I'm going to set up a naval invasion to Visby.
Achtung.
And these units are going to deploy to the other side of the island and try to catch the Swedish government off guard. And at that point, we're going to have probably a naval engagement here that's going to lead to a lot of action. There's upgraded radar. Let me see, we're still not close to the 40 techs yet. Let's go ahead and get the evolution and research on. Oh my, we've got a lot of techs that are about to finish. I sure hope I got everything ready to go for my 39s, because my temptation to go into the 40s is very high. Naval's still looking good. I might do dedicate a research slot to carriers just because I'm getting to that point. A bunch of these countries want non-aggression pacts, but I'm playing as historical Germany, so no. I'm not going to give you a non-aggression pact. Ooh, we need magnetic detonator for our convoy raiders. Our convoy raiders. There's the railway gun tech researched. Let's 39. Let's go ahead and get some upgrades to our support units. Desperately need this oil processing. That too. Barrow's treaty with the USSR. And improved oil processing. That's going to get us our second round of army innovations. As for research, we'll go ahead and start working on leveled up excavation. It's going to get us virtually everything we need to get going with this war, which pops off in 2 days. Excellent. Soviets accept German-Soviet treaty. Our negotiations with the Soviet Union have been successful. An agreement has been reached where our nations will aid each other in the development of new armored units, with a possible extension to other research areas in the future. This treaty will be a stepping stone to the future. And that gives us some tank variants that I don't intend to necessarily use, but it will be interesting to see. And then we'll go ahead and declare our war.
Angetreten.
And hit the go button. We've already got planes in the air. All of our allies have joined. Latvia joined the Bolivarian Alliance. Very good. I don't need to do much micro on this at all. Latvia does not have a very solid army whatsoever. So our ability study is getting done. That's good. Oh, that's right. I do have those research bonuses. It would be pretty nice to get the 1940 tank started early. So let's go ahead and do it. So how's our war support? War support is solid. I'm going to go ahead and hit utilize domestic film industry. This is going to give us a big ol' increase in war support. Wunschkonzert. In an effort to improve public opinion towards the war effort, our propaganda minister selected the exceptional cinematic production Wunschkonzert, a sublime viewing experience with strong patriotic sentiment for screening across the country. We hope this heralds the beginning of a long and storied tradition for our patriotic film industry. The results have been excellent so far. A masterpiece. 10% base war support. So that's going to help our war support situation significantly. I'll figure out what to do with all this political power at a later point. Because we are getting way over time budget for this episode. A bunch of divisions locked down over here. There we go. Perfect. That should... Oh. Huh. Okay. Okay, well that's going to be a lot to deal with. Really did not expect to be in a war with the Soviet Union at this time. So... that's about to make things really, really complicated. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a cut in here, and at the beginning of the next episode, we'll prepare to go into a war with the Soviet Union that I did not think we were going to be going into. Happily we have an army right here that I can just get right onto this front so that we don't have, like that, so that we don't have a massive breach here right away. And we'll get this army going. Go in here. I'm just going to let this go a little bit longer because I think Latvia will capitulate as soon as these units get into position. Mongolia is our enemy.
Ausrücken!
Perfect. Alright, and then the army that I was just invading Latvia with will deploy to this sector of the front. And we'll leave the Estonia-Finland League to figure out what to do over here. These naval invasions are almost ready to go. This is not a high priority at this point. So what I'm going to do is I know I said I was going to put a cut in, but you know how Hoi 4 Let's Players are. So I'm going to grab the rest of this army and get them defending this border here as best they can. In a moment, that is really a big surprise. Did not expect that whatsoever. But, you know, it is what it is. So my question now that I have to ask myself, do I need to No. I'm going to put a cut in, and then we'll talk through all of this at the beginning of the next session. Friends, it's crazy and getting crazier. I've had a good time. I hope you all have had a good time, and I'll see you all on the other side.